While the National Electrical Code, or NEC, doesn't explicitly state a minimum distance requirement between panel boards and water pipes, several considerations come into play during electrical installations near plumbing. Firstly, although a specific distance isn't mandated, maintaining adequate working clearance around electrical equipment, including panel boards, is crucial for safety and accessibility. NEC Section 110.26 addresses workspace about electrical equipment operating at 600 volts, nominal or less, to ground. This section details the required depth of the working space in front of the equipment, the width of the working space, and the height of the working space. These dimensions vary based on voltage and the presence of exposed live parts or obstructions. Secondly, consider the potential for condensation on water pipes, especially cold water pipes. Moisture can lead to corrosion of electrical equipment and create hazardous conditions. Although the NEC doesn't dictate spacing for this reason, it's a good practice to provide some separation or shielding to prevent water from directly contacting electrical components. Thirdly, bonding and grounding are vital for electrical safety. Water pipes are often used as part of the grounding electrode system, as described in NEC Section 250.52. The connection to the water pipe must comply with the requirements outlined in Article 250. The proximity of the panel board to the water pipe might influence the length and routing of the grounding electrode conductor. Fourthly, always consult local codes and regulations, as they may have more stringent requirements than the NEC. Local amendments to the NEC are common, and they could address the specific issue of panelboard placement near water pipes. Contact your local electrical inspector or building department to confirm any local rules. Fifthly, consider the overall layout and accessibility of the electrical installation. Even without a mandated distance, it is best to position the panelboard in a location that allows for easy access for maintenance, repairs, and future upgrades. Avoid placing the panelboard in a cramped or obstructed space. Sixthly, think about the potential for future plumbing work. If the water pipe may need to be repaired or replaced in the future, ensure that the panelboard's location won't impede that work. Providing sufficient space around both the panelboard and the water pipe can prevent future conflicts. Seventhly, remember that the NEC provides minimum requirements, and exceeding those requirements is often advisable. In situations where there's uncertainty or potential for problems, increasing the distance between the panel board and the water pipe can enhance safety and reliability. Eighthly, examine NEC Section 312.2, which addresses the arrangement of equipment in cabinets, cutout boxes, and meter socket enclosures. While this section doesn't directly address the distance between panel boards and water pipes, it emphasizes the need for sufficient space for conductors and equipment. This principle can be applied to the general layout of the electrical installation. Ninthly, ensure that all electrical work complies with the NEC requirements for workmanship as outlined in Section 110.12. This includes neat and workmanlike installation of wiring and equipment, which contributes to safety and ease of maintenance. Tenthly, remember to properly support and secure both the panel board and the water pipe. Ensure that the panel board is securely mounted to the wall and that the water pipe is adequately supported to prevent stress on the connections. 11thly, be aware of potential hazards associated with working near water pipes, such as the risk of electric shock if the pipe becomes energized. Always to energize electrical equipment before working on it and take precautions to prevent contact with water. 12thly, consider the type of panel board being installed. Different panel boards may have different requirements for working clearance and access. Consult the manufacturer's instructions for specific recommendations. 13thly, document the electrical installation thoroughly. Keep accurate records of the location of the panel board, the routing of conductors, and the grounding connections. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance and troubleshooting. 14thly, review NEC Section 408, which covers switchboards, switchgear, and panel boards. While this section doesn't specify a minimum distance from water pipes, it provides detailed requirements for the construction, installation, and wiring of panel boards. 15thly, when running conduit or cables near water pipes, follow the NEC requirements for supporting and securing the wiring methods. Use appropriate clamps, straps, or hangers to prevent the wiring from coming into contact with the water pipe. 16thly, always use approved materials and equipment for electrical installations. Ensure that the panel board, conductors, and other components are listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory. 17thly, consider the environmental conditions in the area where the panel board is installed. If the area is damp or corrosive, use appropriate enclosures and materials to protect the electrical equipment from damage. 18thly, remember that the NEC is updated regularly, so it's essential to stay current with the latest edition. Consult the most recent version of the NEC and any applicable local amendments. 19thly, when in doubt, seek the advice of a qualified electrical contractor or engineer. These professionals have the knowledge and experience to ensure that the electrical installation complies with all applicable codes and standards. 20thly, consider the potential for future expansion of the electrical system. If you anticipate adding more circuits or equipment in the future, provide sufficient space in the panel board and around it to accommodate the additional wiring. 21stly, be mindful of the NEC requirements for conductor ampacity and overcurrent protection. Ensure that the conductors are properly sized for the load they will carry and that the overcurrent protective devices are rated appropriately. 22ndly, consider the potential for electromagnetic interference. If the panel board is located near sensitive electronic equipment, take steps to minimize interference by using shielded cables or grounding techniques. 23rdly, be aware of the NEC requirements for arc flash hazard analysis. If the panel board is likely to be worked on while energized, perform an arc flash hazard analysis to determine the appropriate personal protective equipment. 24thly, think about energy efficiency. Consider using energy-efficient lighting and appliances to reduce the load on the electrical system and lower energy costs. 25thly, remember the importance of ongoing maintenance. Regularly inspect the panel board and other electrical equipment for signs of damage or deterioration. Address any problems promptly to prevent more serious issues. 26thly, when performing electrical work, always follow safe work practices. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses, and follow lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization of equipment. 27thly, stay informed about changes to the NEC and other relevant codes and standards. Attend training courses and seminars to keep your knowledge and skills up to date. 28thly, consider the aesthetic aspects of the electrical installation. While functionality and safety are paramount, strive to create an installation that is visually appealing and blends in with the surrounding environment. 29thly, document any deviations from the NEC or other applicable codes. If you must deviate from the code for some reason, obtain approval from the local electrical inspector and document the reasons for the deviation. 30thly, remember the importance of teamwork. Collaborate with other trades such as plumbers and carpenters to ensure that the electrical installation is coordinated with other building systems. 31stly, consider the long-term durability of the electrical installation. Use high-quality materials and construction techniques to ensure that the installation will last for many years. 32ndly, be aware of the potential for future code changes. The NEC is constantly evolving, so it's essential to stay informed about upcoming changes and how they may affect your work. 33rdly, always prioritize safety. Electrical work can be dangerous, so it's essential to take precautions and follow safe work practices. In summary, while a specific NEC distance requirement may not exist for panel boards and water pipes, adherence to general safety practices, local codes, and sound judgment are paramount.